Hey guys, I realize looking a little haggard these days. I hope you can look past what you see on the screen and maybe just listen to the words that you hear. But there's reasons. Um, at this moment in time, I really don't know if I will be invited back to the school where I'm working for next year. And I have some significant worries about leaving some of the students and just what will happen if I don't return. And it kind of created a motivation for me to kind of pick this project back up and finish what I started. Because in reality, I had lost a little bit of momentum because I just felt pretty disheartened by the few people that watch these videos and really very little interest. But that being said, I also realize that maybe people aren't watching now, but someday there might be someone, and one of these videos is going to make a huge difference, and that's all I can really ask for. And if that happens, that is really kind of the goal of everything. So here we go. I am back in the game and gonna put out another video every week, Monday mornings, and we're gonna get through this book, and then I have another project after that, and then we'll see where we end up. So back to the book, Swimming Backwards Upside Down. Chapter 3 is called The Question. Will anyone who knows me now or has known me in the past, or anyone that I know now or have known in the past, or most importantly, myself, disapprove of this thought or action? This is the question that each of us asks ourselves every moment of every day that we are alive. Really, if you pay attention to one thing, try to understand that statement. I know it sounds a little bit confusing when you first listen to it, but it is vital to everything. If you understand it and you kind of put that into practice and pay attention to the answers that you're receiving almost moment by moment, your life will be different. You will act differently. You will make better choices. But here we go. The answer to this question is the key to health, happiness, and even success. Although it is impossible to always answer no to this question, if one can limit the number of times one answers yes, and further, learn the skills and abilities to accept responsibility for the results of one's thoughts and actions when the answer is yes, it is guaranteed that one will experience more positive health, happiness, and success. If the answer to this question is no, the specific thought or action will never cause harm or damage to you or another. However, if the answer is yes, which is much more likely, a person will always feel conflict in having the specific thought or taking this specific action. Conflict and the experience of conflict is an inherent and necessary component of the human condition. Conflict cannot be avoided. We all must experience conflict. Because we all must experience conflict, we also must have a way to resolve the conflict we will all feel. If we cannot create a positive resolution to the conflict we experience, it will certainly create negative results. Although there are many different paths that we will all choose at different times in our lives to try and solve the conflict we feel, the best and most effective method, and ultimately the only method, is to simply accept responsibility for our thoughts and actions and the concurring results. Even if the answer to the question above is a yes, if a person can take responsibility, meaning full responsibility for the specific thought or action and the consequences, the negative results of this thought or action will be limited, if not negated. Why is this important? If a person does not experience conflict or can positively resolve the conflict they do feel, it is guaranteed that they will feel happier, healthier, and more successful as an individual from a mental standpoint. This mental well-being often positively translates into one's physical and emotional health as well as spiritual. I just want to add that. In contrast, when an individual experiences a situation for which the answer to the question above is a yes, and they cannot create a positive solution on their own for which they can take full responsibility, they will seek means to shed or avoid their own responsibility and or for others to try and help them take responsibility. It is human nature, when faced with a situation for which it proves difficult to accept responsibility, to try and avoid our own responsibility in some way, and also seek help from others. If one is not able to ask for assistance in a positive way, an individual will take whatever actions or means they think will allow them to accomplish this goal. Often, these actions will seem very negative and harmful. This is the primary cause of many maladaptive behaviors that can be found throughout societies today. That's it, chapter 3 in the books. This is probably the number one most important chapter in this book. It is also probably one of the more confusing, but if you take the time and think things through and understand exactly what the question means, and the answer is, like, if the answer is yes, if the answer is no, and how that correlates to how you, like, the results and consequences that happen after that, and how you deal with those consequences, it will significantly impact how you deal with your life in general and how you resolve the conflict that all of us are going to feel. It's impossible to avoid that conflict, and that conflict that we feel is probably the primary reason for the anxiety, the depression, the feelings of inferiority, all of the kind of more negative things that we experience in this life. And so really, I mean, if you're following this, if you're listening to this, please take the time to understand. If you do, I can guarantee you that your life will change in a positive manner. All right, that's it. I'm sorry that it took so long to get back, but I'm in it. I'm motivated. I will continue to get through this book and get through the chapters and continue making videos. And I hope that there's somebody out there that needs to hear it and it helps in some way. With that being said, be kind, do some good things, take care of each other, spread some love, make the world a better place. Take care.